Finished the end of Yu Hakusho. I started at the start of this week. By the time I post this, it's probably I don't know when, but I started. I finished it in 1 week basically, and it had a very somber, kind of sweet, lovey ending. And I tried to convince myself that I enjoy. I was like, yeah, another, somber ending. And I tried to convince myself that I enjoyed it. And you know what? This anime made me realize I hate these endings. I hate when the main character resolves his trauma. I hate when they resolve the issues. I hate when they resolve the issues with the antagonist. I hate when the antagonists literally just resolve all their problems or die and they're like, oh yes, I'm at peace now. I'm tired of this shit, man. Like, bro, Sukuna should have won. Like, what? Can someone give me a good reason as to why Sukuna lost that fight? Tell me why Sukuna lost. Because Chaos should have prevailed. And in this case, Chaos should have prevailed. Now, I'm not saying that Yu Yu Hakusho wasn't good. I'll give season one. I think I'll give that like an 8.2. It was a good introduction. I like the introduction to it was very good. How he died, how what's it called? Yusuke died, quote unquote. We had the whole thing of him becoming a spirit detective, going through all the tests. We saw his introduction with his relationship with Keiko, and then he started taking on spirit cases. Season one was nice, and then I love the ending of season one where Takuro came up and showed him, "You're not that guy." He went through the maze castle and everything, and he fought some people. He even like I liked how Kuwabara was even coming around and they eventually realized that like we're actually like really good friends, like yo. And then the whole thing with Genkai and like all the train. Now, one thing that pissed me off was that this guy went through a 6-month training arc, or 6 months training time. We got a little mini time skip within a season, and proceeded to fight the same way. He came back with 2 moves: the shotgun and a half-ass spirit wave. I didn't see, in my opinion, I didn't see any improved hand to hand until maybe the latter half of season two and season three. But after that 6 months, it was almost as if like he learned 2 moves. I was like, yeah, he was still diving in head first. And at the end of like the whole of Yu Hakusho, I don't really feel like he learned much. But I'll get into that later. Season one, I'll give an 8.2 out of 10. Season two, the Dark Tournament, I'll give that an 8.4. It was interesting, but like some of the fights, like one of the Kurama fights, I'm gonna hold my hands up. I fell asleep for, and I didn't really feel like going back to watch it. Like I think it was like the second fight or something like that. I fell asleep. I'll hold my hand up. I fell asleep for that fight, and I fell asleep for the Yusuke versus the little ice bear. I fell asleep for that. I didn't go back to watch it, because if it made me fall asleep, then there's a reason. The rest of the tournament was good though, so hey, I enjoyed the fight with Toguro, and I will say I did like Toguro's motives. However, I found his conclusion kind of weird but good. I like that, like he still felt that he needed to be punished for, like he understood what he was doing was wrong, and decided, I'm gonna look for the strongest fighter of Genkai of my love, and then I'm gonna fight him, and then that'll be my penance, and then I'm gonna spend 10,000 years in limbo. It was again a somber end, and this is my problem. Why can't villains just stick to your villainy? Be evil. Stop resolving your problems and your trauma. Stop. Just cause more problems, please. Stop resolving your trauma, bro. Don't be talking to Jusude. Like all this. Oh, I realized the error of my ways. Nah. Delve into the error of your ways. Double down. Quadruple down. Do some more heinous crimes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, season three, I enjoyed more. I definitely enjoyed season three more. Season three, I'll give it 8.5. What's his name? Sensor. The spirit detective before Yusuke, and I loved how season three started. Also, wait, side note, I was gonna break down each season, but then I think I watched season three and season four in the same day, so I couldn't really do the breakdown analysis as I wanted to. But so I don't care. Anyway, Season 3 was good. I like how Genkai started off with a test for Yusuke. And again, we are 3 seasons in, and it still feels like Yusuke hasn't learned shit. As in, not like powers wise, as in just, you know, common sense wise. I didn't really feel like he developed that much as a character. Like, he understood, like, it took what's Kazuma faking his death for him to power up essentially, which was basically the equivalent of like Hinata dying and Naruto losing all control and shit. But it just kind of felt like he was still headstrong, and obviously his entire personality won't change, but he kept making the same mistakes, and it was almost as if like he was just continually limiting himself. And I was also, well, it might just be like an animation thing or direction, like director issue, not issue, I will say, but like I couldn't really feel like the true power up and like the true improvement in their powers. It just kind of, for season 1 to 3, it still kind of just felt like Toguro was the strongest person that we've encountered, just because of the sheer amount of destruction. But like, obviously, I shouldn't base it off that. But it just didn't really, like, when the fight with Shinsu. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not sure what his name is. Is this Sensor or Shinsu? I have no memory. But the fight with the antagonist of season 3, it didn't, up to like halfway, after because see, now I've forgotten his name, and I was literally, the blue, the guy in the blue, the one that wears the blue jacket, yeah, him. After they kidnapped him, and like he sliced through the dimension. Also, yeah, the scaling is weird, but I'm gonna get into the scaling later. So, it just didn't really feel like I could see that jump in power basically. But it was still, all in all, it was still good. I like when they entered the demon realm. They entered the demon realm and everything, and Yusuke awoke his demon powers and got reborn. Like, Yusuke died. Is that like the second or third time that Yusuke's died? I kind of find it funny how like now we're just like okay with MCs just, the MC is dead, but he'll come back alive. Like he gonna come back. He's not gonna stay dead. Like sometimes the MCs do stay dead. Like that's like a very rare occasion. Like AOT. But I enjoy season 3 up till the point where, what's it called? The main reason why I gave season 3 an 8.6 at first, and then after season 4 I gave it an 8. I dropped it to an 8.5 for the sole reason that I had seen the clip of demon Yusuke versus Seizo, whatever his name is, and it was arms. That was like an unreasonable crash out, bro. Like, Hibrowski really full on crashed out. My guy gave Seizo the whole Robin treatment type shit. Only for me to find out that like this guy is he's a descendant of the demon. I thought we were on some Sukuna type shit. I was like, so Yu Hakusho just JJK before JJK. I thought this was some Sukuna shit. Nah. It was his ancestor. And I guess like Yuji is technically like Sukuna's descendant or something, like in some kind of weird triangle. If you draw the entire family tree, you will see how they're like, because his dad is like, Sukuna's like his uncle or like great uncle or something like that, depending on what your translations, if you use TCB or Scampio, whoever you're using to translate. But yeah, this video is getting long. But anyway, so yeah, until I found that out in season 4, and I was just like, oh. And apparently Raizo didn't really want to fight him. He just wanted to train him. And my whole problem with season 4 was that, like, I just feel like no one really had any real conviction. Like, what was Makuzo's whole point of fighting? I was captured before I was a slave. Then I started fighting, and I became strong. So, I was really strong. What's your power level? I was really strong. I'm really strong. Yeah, no one can really beat me. And then just becomes one of the generals. What's the other guy that's friends with Kurama? It just felt like there was a lack of motivation from every villain, and I was just like, what's going on here? No one's really there's no vim.